एमबीसी तरफरु आमे बापू महोत्सव पालन करुचु। आजिर विषय वस्तु है स्वदेशी उत्पादर गुरुत्व और समस्त रोजगार क्षमता। आज आम गहन अच्छा विशेष व्यक्ति माने मुझे संक्षेप रे सेमानकर परिचय प्रदान करुच्ची। प्रथम हेले डॉक्टर रामजी खेत्री, सी हेले डायरेक्टर सारा गैस्ट्रो लैप्रोस्कोपिक हॉस्पिटल रो डायरेक्टर आउ बहुत जनाशुना जड़े डाक्तर, सी जड़े सर्जरी स्पेशलिस्ट आउ सारा भुवनेश्वर से समस्ते जानी खूब भल भाव रे। तापरे मु परिचय प्रदान करी श्री सार्थक भगत, सी हेले को फाउंडर व्हाइट शार्क एनर्जी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, गोटे सोलार एनर्जी कंपनी, से मत अति परिचित व्यक्ति। तापरे मु आमर बंधु मिस्टर कृष्ण मोहन टाटा को मु परिचय दूची, से हेले डायरेक्टर गीतांजलि अवार्ड्स और एंटरप्रेन्योर ऑथर। प्रथम मोर प्रश्न है डॉक्टर रामजी की, आपण स्वदेशी मूवमेंट बोले कौन बुझंती?
स्वदेशी मूवमेंट जोटा आरंभ होता, जोटा महात्मा गांधी जोटा आरंभ करते सेटा थिला कौन ना आमे लोकल जिनस को प्रमोट करवा, विदेशी जिनस को बॉयकॉट करवा। तो सेटा तो सही टाइम रे हेइतला। तो एने आमे स्वदेशी रे आमे या बुझुचे कि जहाँ आमे एने यूज करूचे जो जिनस गुड़ा जोड़ा कि आमर लोकल जिनस आमे यूज करवा, जोटा कि लोकल लोकन को डेवलपमेंट रे काम आसीबो। सेही पैसाटा आमर लोकल इकोनॉमी को ग्रोथ करिवो, आमर लोकल एरियाटा डेवलप होबो। तो स्वदेशी मूवमेंट जोटा आरंभ होता सेटा आजिका डेट रे भी आमे स्वदेशी मूवमेंट ताकू कहि परिबा।
वंडरफुल, बहुत भल लागला। मिस्टर भगत, आपनकर कमेंट कौन ए विषय रे?
स्वदेशी मूवमेंट जो 1905 रे पार्टीशन ऑफ बेंगल पर स्वदेशी एंड बॉयकॉट मूवमेंट आरंभ होता। से नारा थिला कि आमे इंडिया रे ही मैन्युफैक्चर करिबा आउ इंडियंस मानक पय मैन्युफैक्चर करिबा, बाहर रो किछि भी गुड्स को आमे कंज्यूम करिबा नाही। आजिका डेट रे टिके डेफिनेशन ऑल्दो थीम सेम अछि किंतु डेफिनेशन टिके डेफिनेटली बदली छी। स्वदेशी मूवमेंट इज ऑल अबाउट मेकिंग इन इंडिया बट मेकिंग फॉर द वर्ल्ड। मु आधरे विश्वास रखे कि बॉयकॉट करिबाटा मे बी राइट स्ट्रैटेजी नुह आजिका डेट रे, किंतु निज देश रे बनै कि बाहर देश रे बिक्री करिबा, ताकू प्रमोट करिबा, सेटा ही स्वदेशी मूवमेंट रो ट्रू ऑब्जेक्टिव आजिका डे एंड टाइम्स रे।
बहुत भल आपण कहया को चाहंती जे बॉयकॉट न करी कि हमर जे उत्पादन बढ़ेबा आ बाहर राज्य रे मध्य फॉरेन कंट्री मध्य जे हमर प्रोडक्ट्स जदि लोक माने किनिले आग्रह सहित सेटा होची हमर बहुत बड़ गोटे विराट बड़ गोटे अचीवमेंट।
एब्सोल्युटली,
वेरी गुड। मिस्टर टाटा, आपनकर कमेंट कौन ए विषय रे?
नमस्कार, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी हियर ऑन द पैनल। सो Swadeshi movement, as my co-panelists have said, started in the early 1900s, jetebele, when Bengal was divided, and it was all about promoting the local goods, about being, matte pachale Swadeshi movement is all about being self-reliant, is about depending on oneself, doing things for ourselves, at the same time helping others. It's all about self-reliance, which started then. Aji jemti Sarthak koile ki, it's about making our country go global by depending on yourself, by promoting your skills, your employees, your resources, and making things in your way which is suitable to us, and at the same time which can go all over the world, by helping in the growth and development of the country, of yourself, by doing things yourself, by being self-reliant. When you're self-reliant, you go Swadeshi, you make in India, and you sell globally. That's what Swadeshi movement is all about, in my opinion.
No, great. आपनकर ओपिनियन कौन जे आमे फॉरेन गुड्स को परित्याग करबा नहीं, मात्र आम गुड्स मान को आमे प्रमोट करबा, से विषय आपन कौन पदे कहतु?
देखो, जेहेतु मु मेडिकल फील्ड रे अछि, तो मु मेडिकल फील्ड कथा कहबी। आमे मेडिकल फील्ड रे बहुत इक्विपमेंट था जोटा कि फॉरेन कंट्रीज रु इंपोर्ट करिक अणा जाए। तार आजिका डेट रे आगे जति इंपोर्ट होतला, आजिका डेट रे इंपोर्ट बहुत कमी जाय, काहे लोकली से ही प्रोडक्ट गुड़ा मैन्युफैक्चर करा होची। तो जमिति मो हॉस्पिटल रे आमे लोकल equipment को promote करूचु. First thing, it is less costly.
Right.
Second thing is that we get local service.
Service.
We get immediate local service. That is the most important, because we cannot keep a hospital breakdown for long.
Right.
When we import a product from outside, their engineers come, so it takes a long process, and it becomes a costly affair.
Right.
Wherever we are purchasing local products, it's not that local, it's just a local thing. It is up to that global market. It is equally.
Yeah, quality is always
Quality
there.
is always there.
It always differs, you know, maybe some product is on 90%, the other is 80%.
It may not be a FDA or CA certified product,
Exactly.
but it equally works at that level. And most important is that we get local service at our doorstep, which is not there in global.
Absolutely. ଆପଣ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ କ'ଣ କହିବାକୁ ଚାହାନ୍ତି?
सर इंडस्ट्री विषय चलची तो मु भी सोलर इंडस्ट्री रे काम करे आउ आधरे चाइना जो कंट्री अछि तार डोमिनेशन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड मार्केट इज अराउंड 90% एंड स्पेशली पोस्ट पैंडेमिक जदि हमें देखिबा जति की प्रोटेक्शनिस्ट मेजर्स अभी कंट्रीज माने निजे नेलेनी इंडिया पाखे विशेष अल्टरनेटिव नहीं कि हमको निजे ही मैन्युफैक्चर करिया पड़िबो सेल्फ रिलायंट होबाक पड़िबो आत्मनिर्भर होबाक पड़िबो तो ए क्षेत्र रे जमती सर कहते कि बहुत मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट्स भी बनलानी जमती इंडिया रे सेमती सोलर रे भी पैनल्स इन्वर्टर्स there are some good initiatives like production link incentive जोटा कि गवर्नमेंट दोची which is obviously shaping the right path forward for production to come back to India जो सोने की चिड़िया पहले इंडिया हुआ करती थी सेटा को हमें केमिति रिगेन करिबा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब ऑफ द वर्ल्ड
मार्केट को हमें केमिति रिगेन करे दैट शुड बी द ऑब्जेक्टिव
and policies and every decision should be made alongside
right great what's your comment on this
we are in the business of awards trophies and mementos we design manufacture and retail बहुत प्रकार अवार्ड मानपत्र पुरस्कार ट्रॉफी मेमेंटो ये सब हमें तैयारी करछु एंड आई वुड प्राउडली लाइक टू से कि आमे जोड़ा यू नो व्हाट गीतांजलि अवार्ड्स रिटेल्स इज ऑल मेड इन इंडिया एवरीथिंग इज मेड इन इंडिया assembled here made by गीतांजलि अवार्ड्स आम प्रोडक्ट्स गुड़ा यू नो टोटली we try to understand the ethos of the client which is very Indian so आम प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक धरंतु गोटे cultural event hochi like Sri Janro dance function hochi so we make our products which are related to their event which are customized for them so our products kuda you know like whatever we are doing we are always trying to innovate products so that they can be made in our workshop in the country procured from various hubs in the country and to be as self-reliant as possible.
Wonderful. As you will definitely appreciate, जतला हमें स्वदेशी movement ऊपर हमें emphasis दोचे, जोर दोचे, one thing which really comes to our mind is the changing global environment.
Correct.
You know, because you know global economy is changing and there is always you know flow of goods from outside and there is also import and export is there. So in this context, how relevant is Swadeshi movement according to you?
So as I just said earlier, absolutely relevant. See, if we look at policies that are being made, even if you look into European countries, Brexit hela pare, England is trying to protect its own interest, right? US has always protected its own interest. We can see through the oil crisis that is occurring all across the world. China obviously is now into a very different zone after pandemic. So India and the kind of geography that we are in, we are very well placed. The kind of maritime the shores that we have, coastlines that we have, the Silk Route days, so the global trade hub India thila. And ajika date re, it not just manufacturing in India or not just Swadeshi movement is not about just manufacturing. अभी recently इस September मासरे बोधे हमें national logistics policy को देखो चे roll out होबारो जोटा कि उड़े UPI भला कामो करिवो हमर logistics platform that will facilitate this entire global chain कि हमें make in India करी कि make in world को पठेया पाई हमर shipping को हमर airlines को हमें केमिति facilitate करी परिबा जोटा कि हमको India को again global स्तर रे गोटे leader आसाब रे आगु बनी की जीवो. Wonderful. I believe that is the reality that is going to happen now.
And Mr. Tata, what do you have to say on this?
I think Swadeshi movement or whatever you call it Make in India is very much relevant in today's global village for us. In spite of the world, the globe, it's we are very, very near, you know, all of us are connected. But at the same time, as I've been harping on, self-reliance is very much important. And as Sarthak rightly said, India is placed in such a very nice manner. We are poised for the takeoff, we are poised for the growth, and it will all happen when we look at our strengths and when we look at our weaknesses, and how do we correct it, what are the measures to be taken, how do we make things happen in the country, how do we become more self-reliant, how do we not only manufacture but we also look at other processes which are required for the global market to enter, to compete with all the big players. It will happen only when we look deep within ourselves and only when we try to do things on our own. So the essence, the ethos of Swadeshi movement is very much relevant in today's world, where the world is connected on one platter. It is very much relevant.
Wonderful. Sarthak आपनकर कोन कहबार अछि?
सर जेहेतु अपन क्वेश्चन टा दी पार्टर थिला मोर भी दीटा अंडरस्टैंडिंग अछि. I don't mind the tag of India being a developing country.
Okay.
Even for the next, see, estimate statistics tells us it will take around say 50-60 years. But I don't mind it goes. Mu bhabuji Trump bodhe tanga term re kahithile ki they also want US to become a developing state because they will get better IMF funds, loans at a lower rate, and all this is good. And in this world that we live in, there is nothing called as perfection, right? So, apan jim sir kahithile ki there is always a scope to grow. Right. As so many billions of 1.25 billion people, what will they do? They will only grow. Right. Right. So India being a developing country, let it be a fairly young country, a 75 years old country, and it will take us some time to reach the kind of magnitude people who have got independence maybe 200 years before us. They would have reached a certain place. So there is no doubt about it. But are we growing fast enough? The answer is yes.
ओडिशा परिप्रेक्षी आपण कोन कहउ चाहते? ओडिशा परिप्रेक्षी
ओडिशा रे जदि मु कहिबी ओडिशा को आपण जदि गरीब राष्ट्र काउंट करिवे, गरीबर गोटे
सीमा रेखा अछि,
गोटे बेंचमार्क भी अलगा, तार यूनिट ऑफ मेजर टा भी अलगा. आपण जदि जीडीपी को टर्म रे कहिबे मु एक्सेप्ट करिबी कि ओडिशा गरीब हेई पारे बाकी राज्य तुलना रे, किंतु जदि आपण हमर कल्चर को तुलना करिवे सेटा भी गोटे मेजर हेई पारे. हैप्पीनेस ऑफ पीपल इंडेक्स, हैप्पीनेस इंडेक्स जदि नेबे सेटा गोटे हेई पारे पैरामीटर. आपण जदि हमर स्पोर्ट्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को नेबे सेटा गोटे पैरामीटर हेई पारे. आपण आज के डेट रे हमर मेडिकल ग्राउंड्स को नेबे हमर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को देखिबे सेटा गोटे तुलना हेई पारे. तो GDP alone is not the definition of Gariba Rashtra. Tal to bahut 250 odd countries in the world, maybe 99% of them will be poor. Right. So alongside GDP, we should also realize ki what are the natural resources, people resources that Odisha has that will make it a long war horse.
आमे ताको ठीक भाबे एक्सप्लॉइट करि पारुचे कि आम एडवांटेज को सेटा हला सबटु बड़ प्रश्न.
तापरे लोक गरीब डाकन तो अमीर डाकन does not matter to us. We are growing, you are not.
If you are happy, then we should feel happy also.
We should feel happy also, but don't get content, don't get complacent.
Right. Good. आ गोटे जिनस मु आपन को पचरा को चाहे जे स्किल डेवलपमेंट जेमिति आमे आज बापू महोत्सव रे आमे विभिन्न जिनस आलोचना करूचे. स्किल डेवलपमेंट ता मध्ये गोटे बहुत बड़े इंपोर्टेंट जिनस जोटा आम इंडिया रे बहुत गुरुत्व दिया जाउची, ओडिसा रे मध्ये आम बहुत गुरुत्व दिया जाउची. आपनको से विषय रे कोन कहउ चाहंती?
सर स्किल डेवलपमेंट मु ओडिशा पर्सपेक्टिव रो जदी कहिबी मु जस्ट कहउथली किछ टाइम पूर्व कि स्किल्ड इन ओडिशा डॉक्टर सुब्रतो बागची he was leading this program. I was fortunate enough to attend a few lectures of his, and the vision that he had, and he had already, I'm talking about 5 years back, 5 वर्ष तळे से जहा करि जाइछंती आ आज का डेट रे आपण जे कोनसे आईटीआई कॉलेज पसंतु, गवर्नमेंट रो जेते कोनसे डिप्लोमा कॉलेज पसंतु, सेठिकार गोटे पाठ पढिबार एम्बियंस बदलिलानी. So it means that we are done something which is right. My team members are sitting in front of me. One of them is a plain ITI pass out. Okay, great. But I can challenge you. We can challenge a hardcore engineer who spent 20 years in the organization in any business. He can challenge him. That is his skill.
That's the skill he has developed.
Education does not define one's skill. Right. His potential, his ability to learn, his dedication to his job, all that matters.
Absolutely.
So skilled in Odisha is in the right direction. In India also it is happening. We have such a young population, sir. What will we do of it if we don't skill them?
Right.
And hence I believe all the national education policy, if it for
national education policies also emphasize करछि skill ऊपर,
right? आपण बाहर कंट्री रो जोठी भी एजुकेशन देखिबे बहुत गोटे प्रैक्टिकल वे ऑफ लर्निंग अछि, फील्ड ट्रिप्स अछि, इंजीनियरिंग माने फैक्ट्री विजिट्स अछि, जोडा कि हमको भी स्कूल लेवल रो प्रोत्साहन देले ही से स्किल टा आगु को बढ़िबो.
आपनकर मत कोन ए विषय रे मिस्टर टाटा?
You see, like sometimes the question which HR people ask is easy employable candidate, you know,
easy employable candidate.
easy and employable candidate.
Okay.
And that's where skill development comes into place. Like he said that he has a employee who's an ITI, but he can challenge a 20-year-old engineer. So I think in Odisha, Dr. Subrata Bagchi and the skill development team have played a huge role in actually making it happen. So today you have a lot of people who have learned a lot of skills and are finding employment in places which they wouldn't have been able to find, or they're doing things which even I find, you know, like mainstream engineers who are going to learn those particular skills. You know, this is the vision which has helped generate, it helps generate employability, and which increases employment. At the same time, it increases, it betters your skills, and it also, you know, betters the nation in whole, because you are able to do things which you weren't able to do like earlier on. Today you find so many beauty parlors, so many beauticians who are coming out from skill development institutes. You're finding so many electricians and so many electrical engineers who have been imparted with that skill, who are doing things which they wouldn't have been able to do if that skill development. This is a vision, and skill development is not relevant only for one skill. There are hundreds of areas in which it is being evolved, and there are different highly qualified people sitting there and understanding. When you have a Dr. Subrata Bagchi sitting there at the head, he understands and he has passed on his knowledge with his team, and which is, I feel we do a lot of work for skill development organization of Odisha and of India, and I feel it's in the right place.
Yeah, right. Great. Now I would ask Dr. Ramji, you will definitely appreciate one thing. आमर particularly भारत वर्ष रे विशेष करी ओडिशा रे मेडिकल स्किल्स, आई एम नॉट ओनली टॉकिंग खाली डॉक्टर्स माने कथा कहूनी, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल पैरा मेडिकल स्टाफ, नर्सिंग स्टाफ, एमाने मु माने जहाँ शुणा जाउची आमर ओडिशा रे जेतिकी थिबा कथा नाहांती, तो सेमान को स्किल करबा पई आपण से विषय किछि कोन कहबी कि
शुणु तांको स्किल व्हाटएवर स्किल दरकार, तो तापे अपने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दरकार,
राइट.
सो यू नीड ए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर,
राइट.
सो नाउ गवर्नमेंट हैज सेट अप few more extra government colleges, some private medical colleges have also opened up, so you are having a number of increased seats for doctors, for paramedics. So in a medical college, maybe a private or government, paramedicals also get training, the doctors also get training. So initially, when earlier days there were only 300 seats for medical doctor, so nowadays it has increased to 20,000. Okay, so when you are having 20,000 doctors who are coming every year, and along with that you are having at least 8 to 10,000 paramedics who are well trained in a medical college. So it is a, as I told earlier, it is a gradual process. So now it is coming up. Now the government is also made up that NEET mark level also, if you have to achieve to get a nursing seat. So in that way also quality is also improving. So a nursing seat which was earlier anybody 10th pass can enter, now she or he has to do a NEET. NEET he has to qualify at least a NEET. So you get a quality nursing staff, quality paramedic, which is, because as a doctor I am only 10% working. 90% are my paramedics. Okay, so unless they are well trained, so patient will not get equal. I may be a good doctor, I may be a bad doctor, but my paramedics does the 90% of the job.
Right.
But if he or she is not well trained enough, my whole treatment goes wrong. Okay, I am blamed 100% of only 10% of my input.
Right.
So unless and until I have a good paramedic, I will not have a 100% result.
So you feel that we are on the right path.
We are in the right
but
path.
It will take some time.
Process. Now you give some time, because earlier there were no medical colleges. We used to go outside the state to study, and some stayed back. They didn't come back to Odisha. There was a brain drain kind of thing. Nowadays, because the new private or government medical colleges are coming up, so local doctors are joining. So they are staying back here. So local development is going on.
माने खूब भल कथाटे कहले, ये जो ब्रेन ड्रेन टा थिला आग जेतेटा थिला मु भाबुची
It has come
वर्तमान टिके कमी
It has come down.
आग कोन एमडी बा एमएस पास कले पिला मानकर मन रे बा सबले थाए मु केमिति अमेरिका जीबी मु केमिति यूके जीबी बा मु केमिति ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीबी मु भाबुची किछि अंशरे सेटा टिके
Now hospital, as I am running a hospital industry, I am not getting good qualified doctor for services.
Okay.
Because the initial the brain drain that has happened, it has given that
प्रभाव पड़ी
but now because of this newer setups, we are getting doctors, we are getting paramedics.
Wonderful.
So it will take time, but it will happen.
But things are moving on the right path.
Yeah, it is moving on the right path.
Wonderful, great. आ गोटे जिनस मु आपण मान को पचारिबी फॉर एग्जांपल मिस्टर सार्थक सिंस यू आर आपण अछंती सोलार एनर्जी डोमेन रे आपण काम करूचंती बहुत किछि काम करूचंती आपनकर सुना मध्ये अछि से परिप्रेक्ष्य रे आपनकर यूनिकनेस टा किछि टिके आपण कहबे कि माने यूनिकनेस इन योर बिजनेस कोन आपण करूचंती आ लोक माने आपण को काहे चाहूचंती अन्य क्लाइंट पाखु न जाई कि आपण पाखु माने क्लाइंट माने आपण पाखु काहे आसुचंती कारणटा कोन आपण यूनिकनेस टा कोन बिजनेस रो
सर आमे 5 वर्ष तळे तळे बिजनेस आरंभ कलु आमे 3 जण स्कूल सांगो थलु अछु एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट एंड 10 वर्ष खंडे एक्सपीरियंस गेन कला पर आफ्टर एजुकेशन वी थॉट ऑफ कमिंग बैक टू ओडिशा एंड स्टार्टिंग अप वी कुड हैव स्टार्टेड एनीवेयर इन द कंट्री बट वी थॉट नो बिकॉज वी वेंट थ्रू आवर फाउंडेशंस हियर आमे पाठ एठी पढले आमे एठी आमे बिजनेस आरंभ करिवा and that was our first difference in मनरे थिला कि we will serve the community first solar is in a way gote emtia business jaha dere ki and especially because we are system integrators so it's not that I manufacture everything mu maybe kichita balance of system को एठी बनै पारुची assemble करि पारुची but panels inverters सब बाहरु मगेउ पड़े तो ए क्षेत्र रे मोर आउ गोटे XYZ आउ गोटे कंपनी गोटे कंपटीशन कंपनी भितरे डिफरेंशिएट करा जाय गोटे पैरामीटर रे जोटा सबुटु इंपोर्टेंट कहे गोले एंड दैट सर्विस आम कंपनी रे गोटे O&M रे गोटे डेडिकेटेड टीम आउ ऑपरेशन एंड मेंटेनेंस नंबर मोर जाए एज फाउंडर तो आदर एमती को गोटे मैनेजर नंबर जाए नहीं बिकॉज क्रैक करी सेल्स क्रैक करिया पई लीड जनरेट करिया पई तो बहुत पिला एंड एटा गोटे एमती बिजनेस के 25 इयर्स लाइफ टाइम था सोलर इट्स नॉट अ टीवी अ फ्रिज जोटा के 2 वर्ष यूज करले तापर खराब हे गेला असुदा नहीं मोबाइल चेंज कर देली
माने सर्विस टा होची बहुत गुरुत्वपूर्ण
लॉन्ग टर्म सर्विस एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी सेट अप इन ओडिशा बिकॉज लोको डाउट करिवनी कि तो दिल्ली रो पिला पळेबो ये तो बरहमपुर पिला पळेबो सो आई एम फ्रॉम भुवनेश्वर एंड आई एम हियर टू स्टे इन ओडिशा ओनली एंड सेटा ही आम कंपनी रो बिगेस्ट स्ट्रेंथ कि एटलीस्ट जो कंज्यूमर्स माने जो कस्टमर्स माने हमर एठी अछंती दे शुड बी रेस्ट एश्योर्ड फॉर द नेक्स्ट 25 इयर्स एटा गोटे आंबो गछ आज्ञा सोलर गोटे आपण आजि आंबो लगे माने 5 वर्ष पर पीढ़ी तार फायदाटा नै पाइबे आ जे ताकू पानी देला वाला जे तार मैन्योर देला वाला जे रहिबेनी तले आपन को भी असुविधा निश्चय द बेस्ट थिंग दैट वी प्रोवाइड इज दैट एंड थ्रू मी डायरेक्टली थ्रू द फाउंडर्स आवर मेंटेनेंस आवर आफ्टर सेल सर्विस आवर दैट इज आवर जो 24/7 हेल्पलाइन सपोर्ट एटा ही हमर सबुट बड़ डिफरेंशिएशन यूएसपी आ गोटे छोटो पॉइंट भी कहबी सेफ्टी भी बिकॉज वी आर कॉन्शियस ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट वी ऑपरेट विथ इलेक्ट्रिकल आइटम्स इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम्स तो कंज्यूमर सेफ्टी तांकर ओवरऑल सेटअप रो भी सेफ्टी बहुत इंपोर्टेंट ओडिसा रे मते लागुनी कि डेडिकेटेड सेफ्टी ऑफिसर को टीम रे थिबे बट हमर टीम रे आज तो नहीं अनेक दिन हेलानी डेडिकेटेड सेफ्टी मैनेजर अछंती प्रत्येक साइट रे काम करिबा अगुरु गेट मीटिंग जति की नेसेसरी प्रिकॉशंस नबा कथा जहां सेफ्टी रो जिंसो पिंधि की काम करिबा कथा सब तो काम नो तो ताथरे कस्टमर भी सैटिस्फाइड रहंती हां सेफली काम हैला और लॉन्ग टर्म काम हैला सो सेटा हमु कहया गले गोटे यूनिक डिफरेंशिएशन हमें मेंटेन करिया चाहू
मिस्टर टाटा व्हाट्स योर व्यू ऑन दिस आपनकर बिजनेस रो यूनिकनेस ता कोन जे आजि जदी लोक माने चाहूचंती गीतांजलि अवार्ड्स बा आपण पाखरे पहुंचुचंती बा यू आर द फ्रंट रनर इन योर ओन डोमेन तो कारणटा कोन आपण कोन भाबुचंती कारणटा कोन
so you know like we at Gitanjali Awards design, manufacture and retail a wide range of awards, trophies and mementos. So recognition is always treasured, be it a pat on the back, be it a smile, be it a touch. Recognition is always treasured, you know, and there are scores of people out there who are working for, you know, like maybe a sports person, maybe jane aschanti chief guest heiki, maybe jane, you know, he is working in a team and he gets an award. You know, when the award is, the value of the award is either 0 or 100, the piece, you know, we feel
not in between,
not in between, either apna retain korchanti ki retain kornanti, right? You see, there are so many people who keep their trophies aside,
right.
but when a trophy or an award or a memento is beautiful, it becomes an object d'art. It becomes a work of art. It is retained. It not only is a tribute, it also acts as a motivator. That's the basic essence which we follow. Ki recognition is always treasured. And Ammananko team, we have a team who are constantly innovating on designs. Homegrown team again, developed skills locally, who are working on software which we require, and they are creating unique, customized. So be it a dog show, a conference, a dance festival, a school function, a college function, a sports event, we have a trophy or a memento or an award customized for, and we have a common catalog also. And as he said, our biggest point is our hand holding exercise. When somebody wants, it's a very niche thing, like you know, like jetevela apan trophy kimba memento khochanti setevela apano, you know, when you are slightly confused kon kiniba kon, so when you call us, there's a customer relation team who understands what you are looking for. Apan budget kete 500 tankar darkar ki 1000 tankar darkar ki 100 tankar darkar ki 200 tankar darkar, and then she will show you a wide range of designs, and then it goes to like apanara content kon roibo apan matter. I'll just like to show
no problem.
Small pieces which we designed, you know, like keeping lokmanankaro. This was designed for startup Odisha, you know, like keeping Odisha in a global arena, but this is a customized design, and this is something to do with Odisha.
Okay, great.
Locally. And you know, I would also like World Cup hockey jetwale hela amaro. This is again a Odishan design, you know, keeping Odisha culture, everything in mind.
तो आपण ओडिसार संस्कृति की मध्य गुरुत्व दउचंती.
So this is something which we designed for hockey. You know, it's not only that, we have a template of designs also. Amaro USP upon uniqueness jodi koibe ki we ship anywhere in the country. We understand the clients, what is the client's pain point. Pain point kono taro price darkar, taro service darkar, everything we take care of and make sure that the client is happy, is handled properly, and that service, making sure that the client,
I am with you. Mu apan pak satre achi.
Mu apan ko time re delivery debi. You know, in our industry, you know, like timelines are very, very important across the globe. Like, you know, like Kali conference achi mane aaj ratire debak padiyo, and people normally come to us at the last hour because you know, after booking a hotel and making all arrangements and everything, they think about mementos and trophies, and that is when they come in, and that is when
ame amaro ajiro alochona chakra ro shesha porjayare asi pahunchileni. मु डॉक्टर राम जी की अनुरोध करी से आमर यंग माइंड्स मान को जो माने व्यूअर्स को जने इंस्पिरेशनल गोटे वार्ता देंतु.
इंस्पिरेशन वार्ता बिकॉज एटा बापू महोत्सव, तो आमे जदि बापूंकर मूल मंत्र जोटा थिला नॉन वायलेंस और ट्रुथ, ए दीटा को जदि आमे अपनेबा, आमे ए दीटा को जदि फॉलो करिबा, आमे निश्चय आगु को बढ़िबा. आमे मे बी हमको पहुंचिया को ऊपर को टाइम लागिबो, बट निश्चय आमे पहुंचीबा और आमे जोड़ा पहुंचीबा सेटा परमानेंट रहिबो. आउ जेमती कथा पड़ला डेवलपिंग डेवलप सेमता रहिबो. आमे पूरा ऊपर पहुंचीबो, ऊपर ही रहिबो, तळ को खसिबो.
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत धन्यवाद. मिस्टर टाटा, योर मैसेज.
You know, like slightly, you know, what Gandhi ji taught us, definitely discipline is one of the most important things. If we are self-disciplined, and if we can, I mean, discipline hoba sabbu angle ru discipline hoba darkar. Hey parnu, but hele that cleanliness, ajika Swachh Bharat, you know, which is very, very important message. When you have a clean environment, you think so well. And truth, nothing can ever beat the power of truth. You know, truth got a dinsa which will never go out of fashion. Discipline got a dinsa which will never go out of fashion.
Great.
Cleanliness will never go out of fashion.
बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत धन्यवाद.
And you know, like none of us, like he said, is perfect. Life is beautiful when we accept our very own imperfections. And that I believe key discipline, the power of truth, cleanliness, accepting your imperfections, trying to improve yourself.
Wonderful. Now, Mr. Bhagat,
Sir.
what is your
So today
message?
So today is Gandhi Jayanti, and See, Gandhi ji is obviously father of our nation, but you realize that he was a great individual, right? Unfortunately, maybe if I take 2 minutes, see, he died in 1948, and our constitution came into effect on Constitution Day 26/11/1949, and we celebrated Republic Day 26th January 1950. Had he been alive by the time the constitution was in place, see, Swadeshi and making in India would have been a part of constitution itself. Like Gram Panchayat, जो कि नहीं था, बाद में it got introduced. It was in director principle of state policy. But there were so many things that if Gandhi ji would have been alive by the time constitution was there, they would have definitely featured in our constitution. They would have gotten more importance. I believe Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Swadeshi movement, Gram Panchayat ka empowerment, all these things were the vision of our founding fathers. The idea of India generated from these people who went through a lot of struggle to bring the India that we are living in.
बहुत धन्यवाद.
And just one line I had कि when Gandhi ji took this Swadeshi movement से करिले तांका पाखरे खाली गोटिए चरखा थिला, सेटा तांकर व्हील थिला, and तादरे सिए करूथिले, and तांका पाखरे गोटे strong will भी थिला,
will power गोटे थिला,
बहुत थिला, and we have all the technology, much more than a charkha. What we need a strong will, and I'm sure कि India गोटे स्वदेशी मूवमेंट को लीड करि परिबो, मेक इन इंडिया करिबो, मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड करिबो.
बहुत सुंदर. दर्शक बंधु, आपन को निश्चित भाव में हमर आज आलोचना भल लागि थिबो. आम गहन रे डॉक्टर रामजी अछंती, मिस्टर भगत, मिस्टर टाटा, मु एमबीसी तरफरु मु सेमान को बहुत धन्यवाद जे आपण समय बाहर करी आम गहन रे आज थाई हमको उत्साह देइचंती.